We're going to talk about some shapes and forms. So shapes are two-dimensional. They're flat, they're one-sided. Forms are three-dimensional. They have multiple sides. If you had an actual form in front of you, you could hold on to it. You could pick it up, you could throw it like a ball. Then they can be broken down into even more categories. So geometric are mathematical shapes. We see them in architecture and manufactured items. Organic shapes are shapes found in nature, and we see them with characteristics that are free-flowing and informal and irregular. So at the top of your paper, I want you to practice drawing organic shapes on this side to the best of your ability, and geometric shapes, so your trapezoid, hexagon, octagon, and pentagon. And then at the bottom, I want you to start to think about how many faces and edges your geometric forms have. So on here, you can't just draw the sides that you see. If I did that, it would only be 3 faces. So a face is the flat piece of it. I want you to think about if it was see-through, how many faces are there and how many edges. And then on this part, I want you to practice drawing your own shapes into forms. So take the circle and either turn it into a sphere or a cone or a cylinder. You can turn your triangle into a triangular pyramid or a triangular prism. A square could get turned into a cube or a rectangular prism. You can even turn it into a rectangular pyramid. There's all different things that you can try with them. So here you have your shapes. You have your geometric shapes. You have your square, circle, rectangle, oval, triangle, and then of course your organic shapes, your free form. So shapes found in nature like your blob or your leaf or your cloud, anything that you find outside. Here are some more examples of geometric shapes. So geometric shapes, these are all two-dimensional except for the cube. That is three-dimensional. But you have some of your simple shapes like your triangle, rectangle, circle. This is an oval for my younger students, or for my older students, we call it an ellipse. A pentagon has your 5 sides. Your octagon has your 8 sides. These are all different geometric shapes. And here we have organic shapes, just some examples, but there's way more out there than what I'm showing you. You have flowers and leaves, you have butterfly wings, and anything really that you can find outside in nature could count as a as an organic shape, as long as it's not made by a man. Then we have forms. So forms are shapes that are three-dimensional. So remember, your sphere, you need to shade that in, because if you don't do that, it's going to look just like a circle. And then you have a cube and rectangular prism, cylinder, cone, square pyramid, triangular prism, triangular pyramid, triangular prism. But there are all different shapes that are geometrical forms out there, and they have to have height, width, and depth. And basically, it's the way you find your volume. So if you're in math class and you want to learn about volume, it's length times width times height. So height, width, and depth help you find that. And I want to show you a few more examples. If you were to look at three-dimensional forms as see-through, well, first you have your sphere, and you have to shade that in or you're going to have a circle. But you have your rectangular prism, you have your cylinder, your cone, your triangular prism, your square pyramid, your triangular pyramid. These are all different three-dimensional shapes. And if you have to count your faces, which are the sides, or your edges, thinking about them see-through really does help. And if you really want to learn how to make them truly correct, make sure you watch the videos on 1-point and 2-point perspective, because if you're only watching and drawing what you know and you're just drawing 2 squares and connecting the corners, it's correct, but it's not 100% correct. So you want to make sure you learn about perspective too. I hope you have fun incorporating shapes into your artwork.